What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mark, aka Sensei the Kid. Reason I'm dressed like this, I literally have an interview in like 15 minutes. I just wanted to knock out a quick video, just kind of update. It is March 5th. Yeah, March 5th, 2021. And, I just wanted to give an update on how me and my girl doing. We doing good, whatnot. Like, I feel like everybody say that. Like, they be like, I'm doing good. Don't really kind of get into it. Yeah. Um, living with someone is different. I ain't gonna lie to you. And let me make sure I can't adjust it just right. Alright, cool. Make sure I'm sitting center. Alright, cool. But yeah, living with someone is different. A lot. I wouldn't say a lot different than what I expected from compared to my roommates back in college. Even though freshman year, my roommate Jonathan, um, probably like for the first 2 or 3 months, he was kind of in the room, and then like I think more toward it might have been the first 3 or 4 months, but as soon as like October ran around, like late October, November, he wasn't really in the room that much, and it was like okay, because he ended up hanging out with like his friends and stuff. And the crazy part was I was just always in the room. My freshman year, I was kind of like I pretty much just say I'm just a homebody, and I was just felt comfortable in my room, and that's just like I just never left. So I would do homework in there. I wouldn't even go to the library. Like if I wasn't going to class, I was going to class, coming back to the room. Going to class, coming back to the room. At night, I think the second half of that, I think once football season ended, I was kind of in the lobby a lot more, and kind of was like that's when I started playing pool and whatnot, uh, and kind of just went from there. I kind of like had to lock my dog out on the patio, so she crying a little bit, so I just heard her. But I'm pretty sure I have to talk to this microphone. But I'll make sure I put this here when I get ready to start. Look good on here. But yeah, I just kind of slowly expanded and kind of slowly opened up. It took me. It felt like it took me a while. I could have been like some kids that just completely shut down and just got homesick and just said, "Nah, I'm not gonna do this no more," and just go home. But I felt like in order for me to grow, I had to put myself in that uncomfortable position to expand and really um, grow. I'm sorry, Lucy. Um, but, but yeah, that was just like a slight side note. I eventually like sophomore year still was kind of in the room a lot. I think I was by myself because I got housing late my sophomore year, so I kind of lived by myself that first semester. Then they gave me a roommate the second semester, and the crazy part was my roommate was always in the room with his girl all the time. And it was like that's what kind of forced me to branch out and just get out of my room because I didn't feel comfortable being with my roommate in the room after I was by myself that first semester, and I was just like, I'm gonna get out, and interact with folks. So I did that, and then my junior year, that's when I became an RA and got my own room again. So I was already by myself again, um, and it was like, yeah, just completely different. But I liked it because then I basically I was able to set up the room the way I wanted because I didn't have to worry about getting a roommate. But the crazy part was my junior year, I actually had a roommate for 3 weeks, 2 weeks during football. So when we had first moved in, I guess we had an overabundance of kids that they had recruited, and so they had put um, the kids, one of the kids in like each of the RA's rooms and stuff like that. And I remember I ended up having a football kid, but I think he ended up quitting that year. I don't know if he quit or what happened, but I remember like we moved him, and I think he ended up being like down the hall or something like that. He was still one of my residents, but shit was crazy because I was like, I gotta get a roommate. But luckily, I think for the compensation they paid us extra for that. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna deal with it. Then my senior year, I was already technically most of the first semester, and then I don't know, they just was trying to weed people out, and it was just like, bro, this is kind of annoying. Y'all kind of micromanaging, not letting me really run the programs the way I want to. So I was just like, all right, that's fine. It's all on you guys. So, I mean, we're replaceable, so you guys can find other placements. So I wasn't really worried about it. So I mean, I had to pay housing that second part of the semester, And then the crazy part was they already knew I was just so used to living my own that they moved me back into, I want to say, the exact same frat house. Because we had fraternity houses, but they weren't. There was no fraternities really in them. It was probably like two. It was like 80 Pi and Alpha Sig. They were like the only two that actually, they were able to keep their houses because they didn't do nothing dumb. But yeah, they knew to move me back to live by myself, which I did yet again. So I basically skated 4 years, practically living on my own. And then now, of course, I got my girlfriend, so it's different because, I gotta clean up after not only myself, but just double check behind her just in case she may have forgotten something or missed something. And so that's why I try not to kind of like be too hard on her about it, because we come from two different, of course, like not backgrounds, but like lifestyles. So, I wouldn't even say lifestyles. I'm pretty much saying two different cultures. Because she's technically, I don't even know what they're considered. They're black, but she's from the Virgin Islands. And so her upbringing of how she was raised is a lot different than how I was raised. It may be similar in a lot of ways, or probably a little bit of ways, but there's differences and similarities. So I was able to kind of just find that threshold of like, how much can I take before I have to say something to her about the kitchen not being to the standard I want. Because I would want her to do the exact same thing to me. If the bedroom is not up to standard when she comes home, or the kitchen's not up to standard when she comes home, because I leave for work before her and then get home before her. So if there's something not up to par or not up to standard that she would like, I would like for her to speak up. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to make one of these videos for her to see. Not for her to see, but we're going to make one together, because we're eventually going to start a podcast, and we're going to go from there. But I do want us to have that open space and open line of communication to let each other know that, hey, I don't think this is acceptable, or I want this to be done differently, or you're doing good, but I think we can do better here, and that's kind of just like a little small tidbit I just had to get off my little chest. Not my little chest, but my chest. And so I'm probably just gonna keep making these videos every so often. I'm gonna start checking in probably more I want to check in like every Friday, but it's like not much happens in a week, so it's kind of easier to do it kind of like month to month. So I might have to start making these like a monthly check-in for you, probably like a 10 to 15 minute video, and just go from there. And then I know we're gonna start our podcast on IG, so we'll probably both be running our IGs literally at the same time. I need to get her a ring light so we can just literally sit down and just do the interview face to face. It would be the craziest shit ever, but because I wanted to where like we have both our screens literally like this, just looking at each other. We're both on. Now, you don't even have to be particularly on each other's lives, but have the lives going. So it's like you're doubling that interaction total, but it's interaction from her group, from her followers, and then I have interaction from my followers. And even if we were to kind of combine it to where it lets each other's followers know, then that would work as well. There's different ways I kind of want to go about it, and but yeah, like I said, that was just pretty much my little tidbit for the day, and I hope everyone has a blessed day, and stay safe out there. All right, peace.